And we say all the time, all this generates back to our brain, our mental health, our mental stability.
Yeah.
And many people will come out and say, I am mentally unwell, or I am mentally stable or unstable.
Yeah.
So how do I know if I am mentally unwell?
Okay, so I think number one, when you're mentally unwell, the things you do, like how your routine looks like, it starts to change. So there are people who, when they are unwell, you'll find that you're having trouble sleeping, you're losing appetite, you don't want to go outside, you no longer want to meet people. But before then, you are maybe as socially, you like being out with people. So when you start noticing that I don't feel like going outside, or ninalala, and then in the middle of the night I'm awake, you know, or maybe now I'm sleeping too much, and before I wasn't doing that. I don't eat anymore, like lunch hata inakupita too. You don't even realize.
Time
So it's
inakupita.
those changes in your routine that will tell you something is wrong.
And I can totally relate when you say that, because last year, before I got to this podcast, I used to do FYI show. Yeah, it was mine.
You must be smart.
Thank you. Thank you. This is nice.
Oh my god, what have I done?
So at the time, it was a one-man show. I do the research for the show, I do the shooting of the show, I prepare the equipment for the show, I edit the show, everything was up to me.
Congratulations.
Thanks. That penye nina head ni pabaya. So now that took a toll on my mental health, because and then I'm posting on YouTube. So you're seeing the views, they're giving what they're supposed to give at first. But you see that is never enough. You want more and more and more. And you want more views, you want more likes, you want more. And you imagine I'm doing the marketing, I'm doing the everything. It's a one-man show. Manze, I can tell you right now, I looking back, I think I was mentally unwell. Because nilikuwa na feel staki kufanya show. When it comes to time for shooting, staki kuifanya. Sijisikii kuresearch. Ikifika ni editing, I don't want to edit. I don't want to talk to my mom. Nasikia tu kila mtu anipea pressure. Cause watu wanaanza, show yako iko aje? Show yako inaendeleaje? Mimi niko, hey, wadau.
The pressure is getting
worse and worse.
Then ikuje now to looking for work, because at the time, of course, the fire show is not giving me income. So there's that aspect of I don't have an income and I just have to call my mom if I want money. That adds to it. Now, how I noticed, looking back now, mambo imechemka. Yes, mambo imechemka. So looking back, because at the time I couldn't tell I am unwell. Looking back, I remember I didn't feel like going out. I had lost appetite. I told you I do home workouts. I didn't feel like doing them. Again, I don't want to shoot, and it's my passion. It's what drives me. So I can totally relate to that. So for people out there, when you hamujui, if you're mentally unwell, mmesikia. If there is a change in your routine, maybe if you're feeling, kuna ile kitu anaitanga lethargy. Loss of energy.
Lethargic, like umechoka. That's why it's important. Like for that, you will realize that when you step back and you take a break. Like even for me, there are times the things that tell me something is not going right. There are days I wake up and maybe for a week I go without doing yoga, and then on Saturday I'm like, wait, I haven't done yoga, so something is just not right. Something is not happening the way it should. So I think also, yes, that is part of life, and if you're not feeling it, and it's always okay to take a step back and be like, okay, let me take a break, and then now go back to it. So I think that's what's important, so that you don't now get yourself into a toll of now you're doing nothing, just
umekosa energy, umekosa motivation.
You're just there.
Kitu interesting, Dicky, is that you're realizing that you are unwell sahi. You were not tell. You could not tell. So I think kuna kwanga mpaka na like subtle signs that you are not doing very well. I think first you start showing up as a very anxious person. for example tuseme tukianza hii podcast and I used to be very, I guess, scared, anxious about it.
Hey, wacha nikwambie. Hey, what? Msichana wenyewe alikuwa na tense.
Shaking.
Acha tu. So like as much as nataka kuja, I want to show you guys, I can do it. Nataka ku act all calm and everything. Unapata nimekaa hapa chini, maybe nimekuwa extra quiet ama naongea ama naanza kuhum just weird things throughout, ndio maybe to get my head out of it, but then nikikaa chini naanza kubelch, naanza
nimejaa gas.
Nimejaa gas. Ku sweat, maybe even like my hands getting cold, shaking. What else? Things like yawning. You got to mpaka kuyon inamaanisha like you're not getting enough air into your system. So like inajaribu kubalance, like you're just
that's new information.
If you yawn, it means
it's not always hunger ama
body trying to balance.
Saa zingine it's because you're taking very shallow breaths. You're like so your body is like trying to
explains why I yawn when I'm anxious. Unajua nasanganga nina yawn kwani niko na njaa, nimeboeka.
Your anxiety manifests like that.
My anxiety, unaona venye anasema? My anxiety manifests in my hands get cold, my feet get cold, ninajaa gas. But funny thing, I don't sweat. My heart na feeling tu tumbo imeturn. Like tumbo imeturn tu. Na hiyo ni nitaita anxiety. I don't know what anxiety is to people, but to me it's that.
For me, anxiety for me now, my hands like get hot. I'm sweating. I am perspiring.
We should be anxious together.
Like this, so let's warm each other up.
Nikupe baridi, unipe joto.
Yeah, because you see now that's why it's like also important to now self-awareness. Because now hey, I'm feeling like this. I'm anxious about something, and then now what to do about it. You just tell yourself to calm down, you breathe. So self-awareness is also like a really big part of wellness, because when you're aware of how you react to situations, how like even for me just now when we started filming, I was like, oh my god, I was like this.
But how do you feel now?
But now I'm like, you know what, I'm doing it. So just self-awareness is really important, because when you know how to deal with it. When you do better.
But sasa mimi ni tuseme nishajijua. Nishajijua mimi I am good, nimejikiwa, nimejiambia I'm self-aware. I handle my anxiety well. Now we have friends, we have relatives who also face these issues. And sometimes they present them to you. Wewe mwenye maybe you just recovered from your mental health issues, or you're going through them also. So how do you help them go through it or overcome it? Or even how do you even know that they're going through it?
So it's like two parts, right? How you know and how you help. I think how also, if there are people you have close relationships with, like maybe your siblings, people you live in the same house with, if you're living with them, I think you will notice those changes in their routine. Like you will see them, they're oversleeping. Hey, supper imefika, they're not eating. They are just locked in their room the whole time. You see this thing of people just being in their room, like people telling me I don't like people. I don't like I'm not a people person.
I have social anxiety.
Because now you can't know that you're socially anxious and sit in that anxiety. You can't now make that your reality, and then every time someone asks you, they're like, I'm just socially anxious. That's just no way to live. Like you accept it.
Let's go out more. Like, why are you trying to change me? I don't want to go to people.
So I think now you brought an important point. There are people who they have accepted that is a reality, and you can only do so much for them. So there are times you have tried, umejaribu ku, be there for them. If they don't want to go out, you can sit with them. Like, you can tell them, Basi, let's hang out in the house. You do that, and then you see no change. Sasa.
So it's
special case.
Yeah, as in you can only do so much as a person.
Yeah.
So when you have tried, Sangine, just let people deal with their problems on their own, because you have done your part. So there's that, they're showing up for them. If they don't want to go out, you can tell them, let's hang out in the house. If they're feeling, kidogo uneasy, you can maybe do something with them, an activity. You tell them, let's watch a movie, let's go out and, just showing up for them. But then if they're not appreciating, and they're not even willing to work on that, sasa hapo.
So shikama amejificha. I was presented with a difficult question. My friend akona kazi, but then I go through a loss. She lost her friend. I feel like ako just out of ako demotivated about like everything life, among other insecurities and anxieties. And then she was asking, now what do I do? Like, I don't even feel like going to work. But then I can't not go to work.
Because you have to leave. You have to like pay rent and everything.
And then I'm like, what do I do? Nashangawe. How do I help on this one? Because I can't tell you not to go to work. I don't know the situation. Huwezi mwambia to just ask for an off. Because for how long? Na kama hajafanya hivyo, probably it's difficult. Sindio? So mtu kama huyo, like, how do you help?
Oh, that's really tough. So what I would tell them is go to work, yes, but try and find something that will take the pressure of work off you. So maybe you go to work until 5. When you come home, do something relaxing, like watch a movie, sit with a friend, do an activity, dance in the house by yourself, try and do things that will take the pressure off you. So kama mimi, I am so stressed. I am super stressed about life right now, because I mean the transition from like university to work,
I can't relate more.
It's not giving as it should. So something I started doing with a couple of friends, we started to knit. So like this top, I knitted it. Crochet. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I crocheted, because now it's the only thing. Like, I have yoga, I have dance, I have everything, but that's like, I used to go to dance, and then nikitoka tu hivi, now I'm starting feeling stressed again. Like, inakuja tu, you try to fix it, but then inakuja. So I feel like now for me, crocheting, you slow down, like uko tu hapo, moving, uzi and everything. So those, like, a relaxing activity would work. And then now alongside, maybe trying therapy, try and talk to a professional about it, because they will guide you better.
Kuna watu wenye utasema they are your friends, right? You have noticed they have a problem. And of course, Kenya venye tunajua, people with mental health issues, they are termed as wenda wazimu. And this is something I can say from a personal experience. I have seen it. Even
wenda wazimu ama?
No, it's somebody has mental health problems, and then maybe they are depressed or something, and then they have to be given drugs to calm down, to nini. But sasa wenye wanawapea hizo drugs, wanasema wamekujia dawa za wenda wazimu. Okay? So there's that stigma. So how do you tell a friend to seek such medical interventions or therapy, as you said it, without sounding unataka kumfanya akae mwenda wazimu?
I think the reason there's a lot of stigma around mental health is, especially now mental health illness, is because people can't see what's happening in your mind. Like, when you hurt your arm, nitaona umeumia mkono, right? And I'll know this person is in pain because their arm is hurting. But then when someone is in pain because of their brain, you can't see that. So because most people can't see what's happening, they try to make sense of it, and they're like, no, something is just wrong up there. So I think that's where that stigma stems from. Most people don't regard mental illness as a medical condition that actually needs you to go to hospital, take medication, and all of that. So they don't take it with that severity. So that's where that stigma stems from most of the time. So I think if you have a friend like that, the first step is find out what they want to do about it. Because if you tell them now go to therapy, they'll go to therapy because you have told them, not because they actually want to go to therapy. So I think number one, when someone is sharing their problems, don't try now to give, you should do this, solution. Sometimes people just need you to hear them out. They need you to be like someone they can bounce off their thoughts on. And then they go home and they realize, I actually need to go to therapy. Like sometimes you don't have to give solutions. Sometimes you just have to show up for people, be there, listen, just skiza too, Like sometimes a friend of ours was telling us, ati ilikuwa Wednesday, ati they had such a stressful day at work. So they came to the office and they're like, I'm telling you guys, after I've just talked to you, now I feel okay.
Wow.
Like there are times that is all they needed. But if she had come and she'd tell us, hey, I had a stressful day, and then we start telling her, your boss is the problem. Your colleagues are the problem. You see,
you don't want to do this job.
Yeah, you don't like your job. That's why you're stressed. But then you just have to listen to them. They let it all out, and that's it.
That's a very profound thing you said. Let the person figure themselves out. You just show up for them in the process. That
don't try to tell them, hey, do this, do that. Of course, you can give those suggestions, but let them find the way on their own.
And I think those are the small actions we do that make people feel, I don't want to share my story. Because then you may recommend something to me that maybe I don't want to do it, or it's actually not even the problem. Maybe I just wanted you to hear me out.
That's totally true. Oh my god, I'm ready to talk about my own experience.
You can share your own experience.
But,
you're free.
Oh my goodness, okay.
This is a safe space.
So last year I overdosed last year because I had a really terrible day and I just wanted to sleep. So I took like so many Panadols so that I can just sleep. So I called a friend and I was like, just check on me tomorrow morning so that you make sure I'm okay. But my intention was to sleep. So I called them and they're like, I need to call your mom, I need to call your sister, I need to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I just want to sleep. Don't try and now, like you're making a big deal out of it. And it's not, like I was telling them, my intention is not to die. I don't want to die. I just want to sleep. So I think that's also why most people don't want to share, because atakwambia, and then now people are like, go to therapy, do this, do that, but you just want to talk to them, like let it all out, you know. So I think that's why most people are like, you know what? Yeah, because it was a whole thing, and then now. Did you
So what happened after you overdosed?
See, I just slept. Okay, I was drowsy, and then like slept so late into the night because now they kept calling, and then now they kept sending people to me. So it was a whole thing.
But nothing serious came out.
Yeah, nothing serious.
Thank God. Yeah. And that's why you're here.
That was the goal anyways. I mean, I do not recommend, guys, please do not do that. It's very dangerous.
As a mental and physical wellness professional.
And that also goes to tell you that it can also happen to us. Us wenye tunajua what you need is to breathe. Us who we know what you need is to talk to someone. Us who we know what you need is do something, you know. Like no one is free from like sometimes it's too much, you know.
Would you say you are You are depressed?
No, I wasn't depressed. Like it was one day. It was a single day that was going all the wrong ways.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
So there are these people that are always coming, they're like, oh, I'm so depressed.
Yeah.
You see, like, oh, me niko depressed. What is this depressed thing?
Yeah.
Really? Like you had a tough day.
Yeah.
To the extent you really needed to sleep.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And you're not saying that you are depressed.
Yeah.
But many people feel pressure and they automatically come out saying they are depressed.
Yeah, so depression, like medically, depression is it's characterized by a continuous feeling of you're just feeling low, like you have really low moods, and it's continuous. It's like a sadness, and it's like a continuous sadness. So it's today, kesho, the other day. It's continuous. It's not stopping. That's why I'm saying I was not depressed, because it was one day, and then that happened, and then the next day was life again. So I wouldn't say I was depressed because it wasn't continuous. For it to be depression, it has to be diagnosed, number one. So most people diagnose themselves. Yeah, so that is the problem number one around some of these mental health issues, because most people are like, oh, I'm feeling like this, I am depressed. Ama people are like, oh, you're like this, you are depressed. Yeah, like people are trying. Wadaktari ni wengi. So I think what people need to understand is you need to be diagnosed of some of these, illnesses. Don't diagnose yourself. Don't treat yourself. Yeah, don't go doing crazy stuff. So yeah, that's what it is.
I think, okay, I don't mean to diagnose myself.
Yeah.
But umesema low moods, low energy, a sense of sadness. Going back to ile story nimewambia my situation last year. I was like that. Low moods, low energy, sina. Would I be diagnosing myself nikisema I was depressed? Because looking back, I was sad for days, and it was very continuous. It was like continuous, and what helped me was going back home. Like leaving Nairobi, going back home, and just chilling, doing absolutely zero. Umewai kuwa a useless bag of meat. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa
couch potato.
Unaamka ile masaa unataka, unafanya ile vitu unataka. Okay, ilikuwa mbocho wa home, but anyway, you get what I mean. As in, I was not doing anything that inanipea pressure. And I think that one solved my problem. So kama mi naweza ambia mtu, take time to chill out.
That's what I was telling you. Just step away from that, that situation. Change of scenery, just go outside. Like go do something else that's because if you kept trying and now it's not giving you results, and now you get more stress, you get now ingekwa a whole thing. But then if you step back now, you have more energy to come and continue.
At Nivisha now, do you guys have these programs for people?
Yeah, so what we do is we go to a high school, we set up a mental health club, and then weekly we go there, we discuss topics around mental health for teenagers, topics that affect teenagers. So self-esteem, how to deal with, body image, because that's when,
that is the age.
That is the age before. So how to deal with all this, growing up kind of thing. So that's what we do. And then for young mothers, we have programs for them. So we have both programs for their mental health also, and also programs to help them financially, because we need them to also take care of their child, both mentally and financially. So we have that.
I should actually come. We should go visit. We should
You're
go
welcome.
visit.
You're all welcome.
Na tutakuja on your as your guests.
Oh yes, please. Yes.
So I think like, okay, for you as Nivishe, the team, what are the resources that maybe you provide for people?
Number one, I think the greatest resource we provide to people is information. So we tell you what mental health is, what is mental illness, how do I know I am mentally ill, where do I go if I am mentally ill. So we offer information, and we also offer counseling. So if any of the people in our programs want to talk to a psychologist or a counselor, that is available for them. So that's what we do.
And wait, umeongea kuhusu counselor.
Yes.
Nikakumbuka. So there are these people
Yeah.
who call themselves counselors. They have that title.
Yeah.
And most of the time they affiliate themselves to being a pastor and being a counselor. Just because I'm a doctor, I studied a unit in counseling, psychology. So I'm a counselor automatically.
Yeah.
What would you advise someone who is out there seeking counseling services, and yet these are the people who are presenting themselves as professionals?
Yeah, I think number one is information. So I don't know if you guys know, but KNH, Kenyatta National Hospital, offers free mental health services to young people under the age of 26. So you can actually go there and start seeing a counselor. So that is available for you. And if it's from that institution, you know that this person is credible, this person is qualified for this role. So I think number one, where you're going, go to a hospital. Don't just go at mtu ameka, I don't know, ofisi wapi, you know. Or even if you go there, make sure they show you that I went to this and this school, I have this and this degree, I'm qualified in this way. Because also there are, in the medical field, kuna counselors, there are clinical psychologists, there are psychiatrists. So people deal with different levels
so
of...
kuna difference between psychologists and psychiatrists?
And a counselor. So there is that distinction.
And a therapist.
And a therapist.
Hey, where mental health is complicated.
Okay, so
but now
we can't even go into the differences because mimi sijaijua.
mi nilikuwa na idea kuna difference because of even the wording. But mental health is it's a very it's a broad thing.
The difference is a psychologist can diagnose you with a mental illness. So if you go to a psychologist, you tell them this is what I'm going through, they monitor you, you talk with them, they ask you, questions. They can tell you this is what your problem is, but they cannot tell you, so because your problem is this, these are the drugs we give you. A psychiatrist now does that. The psychiatrist gives you medicine. So if it's people who suffer from depression and they need antidepressants, the psychiatrist tells them this is what you need. So that's the distinction mostly.
Okay. So what does a therapist do now?
A therapist offers therapy mostly. I mean, therapy mostly now in the world is, there are many forms of therapy, but the one around the mental health space is talk therapy. So a therapist helps you on that journey of trying to get you mentally well.
So a counselor.
So a counselor deals with now the, like, if you're stressed, you can talk to a counselor. But now if you're diagnosed with like depression, you need to have a therapist alongside now your medicine, so that you monitor that journey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's interesting.
Right now it's you wanted to ask something?
No, I think I tend to think before you go to a therapist or a counselor, you need to have some core understanding of yourself. Because this is someone you're going to be speaking to. It's kind of compare like about your issues. And it's kind of compare like hints of maybe you could do this, do that. So you first need to be self-aware to some extent.
To some extent.
But I also think you also need to trust that therapist a lot.
Trust is like at the core of therapy, because if you don't trust them now, you won't open up, and now they can't help you if you're not opening up, because if you don't open up, the thing is that mental health is not something you can see. So you actually have to talk to them, tell them this is what I'm going through, this is what I did yesterday, because I've been to therapy. And those are the questions, and you need to be really honest so that they gauge where you are, what's happening. So you need to be open enough to open yourself up to them so that they can also help you. Ni kama unajisaidia ndo usaidiwe pia. Yeah, because they won't know unless you tell them.
Okay. Yeah. Now there's the mental health debate is a big issue in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
But kuna kwanga tu okay, acha nijiongelee experience yangu as a male, as a man, as an African man.
Yeah.
For us to have mental health, to even speak at nikona depression.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, it's not normalized.
It's not normalized for men to say they have mental health problems, but for women it is. Why do you think there's a high? It's not.
Well, it's still difficult.
It's still difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, someone to America diagnosed with depression, you still get that thing, people being like, that Chile that has depression, like.
There's still stigma around it.
Yeah, people will not like to associate themselves so much now because you are depressed. So they think you might be dramatic, you might do something crazy.
Those are like the myths around mental health, because there's like a wide myriad of mental health illnesses. Like, tukianza with time finish.
I understand.
Maybe I phrased it differently.
Yeah.
I think for men who confess that they are going through it, they're seen as weak.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
That's true.
They're seen as weak. Bro, come on.
Mwanaume unaleta feelings hapa kwa nini? Kwani wewe ni mwanamke?
Kwani sisi ni wanawake?
Exactly. Kujikaza kama mwanaume, moving on with life. That's the mentality. But then that is constant. There is a high rise in mental health problems.
Yeah, true.
Apart from social media, because social media imechangia sana. Yeah, with the insecurities and all.
Yeah.
What are like the other issues that maybe you think could have contributed to the high rate of mental health problems in the country, in the world even?
Yeah. So number one, I think is hard. Because like life is so tough. Like even right now, I think the reason there's such a rise in mental health issues is because most people are unable to deal with stress. And stress most of the time is what now, if you like hold on to your stress, you're not talking about it, you're not doing things about it, is what now leads to you being depressed and everything. So I think most people don't know how to handle life stresses, because life will stress you. Like at no one point will life be 100%. So I think it's because now most people don't know how to handle that stress, and then now they sit in it, and then it gets too much, it gets overwhelming, and then now you're acting out. You don't know, like ukitriggeriwa TV kidogo, your outbursts.
Okay.
So I think that's at the core of it. And also maybe just how life has changed. People aren't as close as before. So there's that like a breakdown in the social fabric. Like, because before, I mean, even it was just something I was thinking about. Like when I was in uni, people were accessible. Like we go to class every day. So you will know that Jana, I had a bad day. Kesho, we're going. Kesho, but now once you're not like in that social setting of maybe like a group of people, you're detached from them. So you find that you see that meme of trying to set up like a meetup with your friends, and you have to calendars.
Munapanga, we are respond.
I think that's also a thing that people aren't as close as before. Everyone has now the things they're doing, like life inaenda tu, mambo imechemka everywhere.
Individualism.
I don't care about the next person.
So I think that's why
these days people meet unless taking something from you.
Unless you're helping me do something.
Not even helping. These days I will take it by force. I'm not asking if I see it, I want it, I get it.
So I think that has contributed to that, because sometimes the way I was saying, you see how our friend came to the office and was able to talk to us and tell us, my day was like this, and then we talk, we banter. She's good. Most people don't have that. Like you get from work, unaenda kwa nyumba uko peke yako.
And then most people don't even have that reception to understand mental health in itself. They're not intentional about it. So you can't just go talking to anyone.
You see that thing where they tell you, talk to someone. If you're feeling like this, talk to someone. Please try and go to a professional first. Because sometimes you talk to people and now they start now projecting. Utambea mtu, and then now they're telling you, you think your problem is that big. Have you had mine? Have you had the day I had? So there's also that
I think
most
they
people
call it trauma bonding. Sanyo wote mna connect on shida zenu.
So I think it's important to be very aware and intentional about who you're talking to about your issues, because you don't just go talking to anyone
to not solve the problem.
It's tough. I wanted to say that you see, most people try to talk to people their age, and people their age, you're also like maybe going through the same thing. So you can only do so much. So it's not to say that people are not helping. It's to say that they're maybe not the best people to approach with that kind of problem.
Now, one other thing that really stresses people up is finance. Where pesa wewe pesa
money is at the center of so many things.
Like unakosa pesa. Kuna mliona hii history ya Shane and Simone.